Thank you everyone for being here. Good morning and welcome to spring in beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah for the 12th Annual Cholangiocarcinoma Foundation Conference. I'm Stacy Lindsay, the CEO of the foundation. It fills me with joy to see so many dedicated individuals gathered here, united in our shared mission. Over the next 3 days, we will work together to outline research priorities that promise to transform lives and advance vital initiatives in cholangiocarcinoma research. I also want to give a warm welcome to all who are attending virtually. I would like to extend special thanks to our remarkable conference chairs, Dr. Nilo Azad, Dr. Ben Stanger, Dr. Chiara Bracconi, and Dr. Rocio Rodriguez Macias. Thank you for your invaluable leadership and commitment to this cause. To those attending for the first time, especially patients and caregivers, I want to extend you an especially warm welcome and assure you that you are exactly where you need to be. The extraordinary people in this room are all here to support you. Your presence is a testament to your courage, and we are truly honored to have you with us. I would also like to extend a heartfelt thank you to all those who volunteered to be buddies to first-time attending patients. Your generosity exemplifies the spirit of this community. For professionals joining us for the first time, welcome to this vibrant, innovative, and collaborative network. If you are not part of or yet part of our research network, please join us. Your expertise is vital to our mission, and we look forward to working alongside you. Our very first conference was held in 2012 at the Huntsman Cancer Center. It was a humble beginning with about 50 of us gathered to chart a course for the work that needed to be done. From that first meeting, we formed small working groups, funded initial research projects, and initiated the community we cherish today. Many who were present at that first conference are here with us today, having returned year after year, helping us to build this community together. I owe my deepest gratitude to the clinicians, scientists, volunteers, and staff who are indispensable to our start. And to all of you who have joined us since, thank you for your unwavering support. All that you see here has been a community effort, and I'm profoundly grateful to call you friends. Those first working groups established in 2012 laid the foundation for what has become a dynamic and passionate network of individuals collaborating for a common cause. However, in the last 12 years, the landscape has transformed. And it was time to convene a larger global assembly. Thank you. Bless these two. Okay, it was time to convene a larger global assembly to assess current research needs and determine our next steps and funding priorities. Juan will elaborate on this later, and I'm excited for what our collective future holds. Okay. Got my slides? I don't know. Oh, there we go. There's our chairs. Can you, yep, thank you. Okay. I'm fortunate to work alongside this deeply passionate, caring, and driven team who strive tirelessly all year to ensure that this event is a success. Their hard work and dedication set the stage for the conversations that we will have over the next few days. Our growth over the years has brought about two remarkable outcomes. First, it has amplified and extended our ability to reach, educate, and advocate for patients across the United States and around the world. I'm so proud of the leadership Melinda and her team have demonstrated every day. Their work is inspiring, and Melinda will share further details on their efforts when she speaks. We are also pleased, We are also pleased to support and provide guidance and resources to many cholangiocarcinoma charities and nonprofits worldwide. Every patient deserves personalized support to navigate their unique healthcare journeys, and we are dedicated to ensuring that they receive what they need. I look forward to introducing you to these organizations a little later in the program. Additionally, our considerable growth has allowed us to significantly increase our research funding. Our ability to provide financial support has increased year after year. Last year, we proudly funded nearly $1 million in grants, and this year we are on track to surpass $1.5 million in research grants. This progress would not be possible without the generous support of our donors. We are truly humbled and honored by your continued commitment to our cause. Many of you are aware of the significant cuts in federal funding in cancer research, which have affected countless scientists and academics. The persistent lack of funding for rare cancers is well documented. As we navigate these new challenges, we will work tirelessly to rally donors, philanthropic foundations, and industry partners to ensure continued research funding is available. Together, we will advocate for continuing and increased support of cancer research. This community has continually faced obstacles, and we will face them again. Yet we know that when we unite, we can accomplish the extraordinary. I am deeply grateful, again, to our many donors who prioritize funding for innovative research and ensure that progress continues in this field. Over the past 12 years, I have heard many, many times that this conference is unique. It brings together the best in basic and translational science. It interweaves meaningful interactions with patients and caregivers. It is backed by engaged industry partners and includes participation from global regulators. Every stakeholder here strengthens our resolve and breathes life into this work. Thank you for contributing to this remarkable community that you've helped us create. It is truly inspiring. I would now like to take a moment to recognize some of our board members. Not all of them are here yet, but many are here today. I want to highlight 2 new board members. Perfect, thank you. Chris Hai and Jerry Huang, we're thrilled to have them join us and look forward to them adding their expertise. I also want to express our deep gratitude for our Scientific and Medical Advisory Board for their invaluable service. Their guidance has been instrumental in steering us toward meaningful progress. In addition, I want to express gratitude for our Nursing Advisory Board, a sincere thank you to Paige Griffith for her years of dedicated service as the chair, and a warm welcome to our new chair, Jennifer Wild from UCSF. I said this last night, but I want to say it again. We could not come together like this if it were not for our generous sponsors. We are so grateful for their support. 12 years ago, no one was interested in this field when we had our first meeting. We're so grateful to have so many small companies, large companies interested in working for new and better treatment options for the patients. And thank you to all the scientists and the clinicians who are working hard to make that happen as well. Next year marks a significant milestone for the foundation. It will be our 20th anniversary. Yeah. We are excited to celebrate this momentous achievement with all of you. It's hard to believe that my youngest child will turn 21 in July. He was 1 year old when we started the foundation. We have exciting plans in store to commemorate our 20th anniversary, but I'm not going to share them with you now, but stay tuned. We're going to focus on the important work ahead of us over the next 3 days. But for now, yes, I forgot the volunteers, and I'm very sorry because they're very important. So I'll go to the next slide, but nope, sorry, go back. Thanks. I want to talk for a minute about the volunteers and thank them so much. This is the first year that we had a buddy system for the brand new patients that came and who've come alone, and many of the patients are here alone. Thank you for being so warm and welcoming. We could have never done what we have done with this foundation without hundreds and hundreds of dedicated volunteers. So please thank those who have an orange tag, all the volunteers. Please thank them. They have helped us so much. We're so grateful. Okay, so just an announcement that our next conference will be May 1st through the 3rd. Please take out your phones, save that date. I just want to make sure that we get that on your calendars. I have a couple housekeeping notes, but first I want to say to the patients and caregivers present today, I want you to know that we recognize that the fear and uncertainty that accompanies this diagnosis. This conference is a place of hope, and everyone you see around you, top scientists, exceptional clinicians, experienced advocates, and dedicated industry partners are here because they care about you. You are surrounded by a community of friends and allies. Our goal is to provide you with the information, support, and resources you need to feel empowered on your journey. The Cholangiocarcinoma Foundation is here to walk alongside you every step of the way. I have just a couple of housekeeping items. One is that the legacy caregivers, and there are many, many legacy caregivers here, are going to honor their loved ones through service and inspire hope. All the bereaved caregivers and legacy caregivers are invited to join the reserved legacy caregivers table at lunch today, providing a space for reflection, connection, and inspiration. There are power outlets on the tables here, and then in the very back as well. And there are charging stations all over. So be sure your phone is charged and ready so that you can vote on your apps, and Juan will take you through that process in just a minute. We'd love for you to visit the Giving Tree in the main registration area. You can make a gift to continue CCF's work in research and patient and caregiver support. A leaf can be placed on the tree honoring someone or a special initiative or memorializing a loved one. You can also, thank you. There it is. You can also scan the code in your program to make a gift online. This evening, please join us in the Skylight Room at the Marriott for a donor reception. It's an opportunity to make a toast for all you do for this community. Join us anytime between 6:30 and 8 for a light refreshment and to connect with the CCF community. Patients, we would like to take a group photo, so please gather in the main registration area right before lunch today. If you need assistance while you are here, note that the staff have green lanyards, and we're ready to help you, and volunteers have orange lanyards and are always ready and willing to help, and we do have a full-time EMT on site. So if you have any problems, please let us know. We're happy to get you the help you need. Make sure, again, to stop by the exhibitor tables, the sponsors. Thank them for being here. They're an important part of what we're doing. You also, in the atrium, you can collect a chance to win items from the CCF store or a donation from Kendra Scott Jewelry. There's some tickets that you have that can be dropped off at the development table in the atrium. Okay. I'm going to now turn the time over to two of my heroes. It's hard to run a business and a nonprofit, but what makes doing hard things easier is when you do them with a team of people that you love and respect and trust. So Melinda's going to go first, and then Juan.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Melinda Bikini, the Chief Patient Officer with the cholangiocarcinoma, also a 15-year survivor of stage 4 intrahepatic cholangiocarcinoma. I am so happy to be here, and I'm so happy that you're all here. I just want to let you all know that we've been keeping in touch with James, and he's doing okay, and we'll keep you guys updated. And I just ask you all to send prayers his way and good thoughts his way. I let him all know that we'll be thinking about him, and we'll keep you updated. Welcome to everyone who's here in person and all of you who are tuning in virtually. At last count, we have 46 states and 29 countries represented here at the conference and virtually. A big shout out to my fellow warriors worldwide. A special call out to Deb, Carol, and Joe tuning in from Hawaii. And to my sweet Mandy Wallace in New Zealand, I just want you to know I am representing New Zealand wearing your beautiful necklace that you gave me many, many, many years ago. We wish you were here, but thank you for all the New Zealand patients you sent who are here in person today. There's such strength in community, and I'm so looking forward to spending the next 3 days with you all. Before we get started, I'd like to take a moment of silence to remember all the cholangiocarcinoma patients who were lost to us too soon. As we picture the faces of our loved ones, may their faces make us want to work harder and faster for future patients. May they be forever in our hearts. Thank you. And before we get started, my next thing, when funding gets cut, we all know that there's a lot going on around the world, and I just want to touch briefly on what we can do to make a difference. When funding gets cut and our programs get eliminated, it can feel a little abstract, like numbers on a page or items in a budget. But behind every dollar that's cut from NIH or every layoff from HHS is a person, a family, a patient, a caregiver, a story. And right now, proposed cuts to NIH funding and layoffs aren't just policy decisions. They're decisions that will directly impact real people, people like you, people like us. When lawmakers don't hear or see who those choices affect, it becomes far too easy. That's why telling your story, your patient journey, your research story, your why, has never been more important. We are faces and the voice of the work that we need. If we stay silent, budget cuts can seem painless. If we speak up, cuts get harder to justify. Please tell your story, call your elected officials, let them know why NIH funding matters so much, why patient support programs matter, why research matters. And if you want to learn how to tell your story effectively, especially to the lawmakers or to media, there's a special session tomorrow at 9 a.m. in one of our breakout sessions. We'd love to see you there. And I just want to share a couple personal stories. When I was first diagnosed, my health insurance wouldn't cover the standard of care costs that went into participating in a clinical trial. I didn't even know that was a possibility, but it eliminated an opportunity for me to enter into a clinical trial. The first time I told my story was at the Capitol in Montana with some other cancer patients, and we did get a law passed by sharing our story. That said, the health insurance, companies had to cover those standard of care costs. I've also spoke with people, I spoke at the largest gathering of 9 senators at NIH advocating for funding for NCI. I wouldn't be here speaking to you today if it wasn't for the incredible research that's being done at the National Cancer Institute. So your story does matter. It doesn't matter what your political views are. Your story matters. People need to know the difficulties of your cancer journey, so share it no matter what. We appreciate it, and let us know if we can help in any way. Okay, I want to encourage all of you to get involved. Participation and fun is required while you're here. Please feel free to ask questions during the Q&A and make sure to introduce yourself to each other. You'll make lifelong friends and strengthen our community with your bonds. When posting pictures and content on social media, please use the hashtags, hashtag CCF AC25, hashtag CCA Hope, hashtag Cure CCA, and make sure you share with our social media teams too so we can get that out to everyone. We are going to have breakout sessions for the patients and caregivers. We'll have one every day. Not required, but they're there for you to participate if you want to. Our first breakout session is today. We're going to do Navigating the Treatment Journey, go through our Navigating Your Diagnosis workbook, get some feedback from you, answer questions, and help in any way we can. Breakout session for that is at Ballroom I, which is directly behind us, and that starts at 3:30 today. Also want to let you know, for those who received an invite, I think the invites went out to everyone, but there's a patient engagement cancer genome focus group that's also being held today, 5:30 p.m. Dinner will be served in the room for all those who are participating, and that's in room 250C, which is up the stairs in those rooms right at the entrance there. Thursday breakout sessions will consist of 2 going on at the same time, one for caregivers, one for patients. Those start at 8 a.m. The patients will be in Ballroom I. The caregivers will be in Ballroom 250A and B upstairs again. And then again, your story, your voice, making a difference, learning how to share your story will start at 9 a.m. in Ballroom I directly behind us. Friday, we have our EPIC session that many of you participated in, and I invite all of you to participate. It has been moved to the meal room, so we have room for anyone from industry who wants to participate and all patients and caregivers. This is an opportunity to sit at the table with industry, learn about their process and how they go through clinical trials and the difficulties they have. But most important, it gives industry an opportunity to learn about the patient journey and the struggles and the hurdles that we face. Invite you to participate in the meal room on Friday, and then Ask the Expert panel with Dr. Haley Ellis and Dr. Shishir Mithel will be in Ballroom I Friday morning at 9 a.m. Let us know if you have any questions. Also want to encourage you to do the GWAS study, the Genome-Wide Association Study. We've been doing blood draws here for the last 3 years, so I challenge any of you who have not donated to the GWAS study. It is in room 150G. We need patients, we need caregivers, we need everyone in this room. It doesn't matter whether you're a patient or not. We just need a small blood sample so that we can learn more about the progress in finding ways to prevent, detect, diagnose, and treat cholangiocarcinoma and discover important genetic risk factors for cholangiocarcinoma. So again, go visit my husband and all our volunteers who will be drawing blood in there in room 150G to enter into this research study. And if you do donate, your name will be put into a drawing for a giveaway. We also need every patient to join the cholangiocarcinoma patient registry. So please visit the patient registry booth out in the hallway by the CCF mega booth. Get involved, consent to share your health data, to participate in patient-powered research. Your de-identified health records will help the researchers advance the science. The more patients we have in the registry, the more we can learn about cholangiocarcinoma, and the faster we can find better treatment options and hopefully a cure. Again, there will be an opportunity for you to enter into a drawing, and this is for virtual participants too. You can enter online. A drawing for a $100 giveaway, and then also in honor of the start of our conference today on April 9th, 4/9, for anyone who registers today, by the end of the day, there will be a $49 gift card for you. So visit the patient registry booth out in the front. We also have the patient engagement cancer genome study. The table is right out in the hallway. You can consent to be a part of this study as well. Participants will enter their information, and if you have any tissue sample that you can share, they're doing genomic and genetic study. And this is one where patients actually will get results returned to them and have the opportunity to see what those results are. Please check it out and ask Danielle and several others who are here from WashU University to help you if you have any questions. And thank you for all of those who have already participated. I think we have over 300 cholangiocarcinoma patients already enrolled in this study. The biliary emergency information card, you can access this online, but if you have any questions, please stop by the CCF mega booth. They can tell you how you can fill it out, print it out, have it available for you. So if there's ever an emergency and you end up in the ER, you can give this information to the ER docs so they're more alert to the possibilities of cholangitis or the fact that some patients like us have stents. And by popular demand, we are bringing karaoke back. So entertainment is required. Karaoke will be Thursday night after our awards ceremony in the meal room. And I just challenge everyone to come sing. Let's have some fun, and let's challenge our favorite doctors to do a song. Right, Juan? Most importantly, the mission of the foundation is to find a cure and improve the quality of life for cholangiocarcinoma patients. Our core values are patients first, collaboration, innovation, and urgency. I'm so very blessed and honored to be able to lead such an incredible advocacy team that helps patients, caregivers, and volunteers every single day. I just want to go over some of the programs that are available to you as patients and caregivers, and if you haven't utilized any of these programs, please stop by the mega booth, ask about them, or get online or reach out to one of the patient advocacy team members and we'll help get you connected. The Newly Connected program is for those who are newly diagnosed or newly connected to the foundation. You can sign up to receive a care kit, and if you haven't received a care kit, we have many out at the mega booth table. Go pick one up. There's also kits for FGFR2 patients. Please go pick one up and take the items home with you. The Connected program also talks about the specialist map, making it a little bit easier for those to help find a second opinion. We have many, many resources online and available. Our website has a wealth of information. Make sure you go there, look for things. The top 10 pages are the homepage, the newly diagnosed, and so on. But we have countries from all over the world that utilize this website and the information that is shared there. We invite you to join our social media platforms. It's amazing how many people find us over social media. Use our social media platforms, connect with other patients, ask questions, and get involved. We have Many support groups, virtually, online, through Zoom. We have 2 patient support groups a month. We have a caregiver support group. We have a bereaved legacy caregiver support group. There's Canadian support groups, and there's also a Spanish-speaking support group. We know that most patients have a lot of anxiety after this diagnosis. So it's a great way for patients to connect with each other, share information about side effects, about treatments, about just being a patient. I invite you to attend those. They're very, very kind of like this, but virtually. Again, talking about that navigating a cholangiocarcinoma diagnosis, we're going to do that breakout session later today. We're going to go over the workbook. I look forward to seeing you guys in there. Our specialist map is listed on the website for those who are newly diagnosed to find out if there's a provider in their area that treats a high volume of cholangiocarcinoma patients, so that at least you know that the person you're seeing has seen a cholangiocarcinoma patient before. We have our free nutrition resource also available at the Mega Booth table. Go take a peek if you need one. A great resource about nutrition and a few recipes in there. Our 100 and Q&A book, we are going to be redoing that for our 20th anniversary, so stay tuned. We have a few copies left that are included in the care kit, but we're going to be updating it and redoing it, and the new version will be coming out next year, 2026. Many, many, many educational videos on our YouTube site, talking about everything from understanding clinical trials, from understanding your biomarker results, from knowing what your biomarkers are and what they mean. I invite everyone to take a look. These videos take hard, complex cancer issues and put them into bite-sized information that make it really easy for people to understand. We run our webinars, educational webinars, twice a month on Thursdays. The webinars usually talk about clinical trials that are in progress. Sometimes it's about side effects, nutrition, whatever information we can get, we want to get that information out to you. And all of these are recorded and also housed on our YouTube channel. So if you don't get to catch them live, which catching them live is really great because you can actually send in your questions, live on the chat, and whoever is running the webinar can answer those questions for you. But they are recorded, and you can go back and view them if you don't get to do it in person. We have many regional symposiums across the United States. We do about 4 a year. So look for the ones that are to come. We have one coming in LA in May 17th, one in Portland in June, and in the works, Chicago, Houston, New York, Boston, Birmingham, Alabama. And any of you physicians that want to host a regional symposium, please reach out to me. We would love to collaborate and find a way to do it in many other areas. Our volunteer program is incredible. As you can see, we have much help from volunteers just to run this annual conference. We have over 200 active volunteers who put in over 7,000 hours of volunteer service last year in 2024 alone. We couldn't do this without them. Most volunteers just report back, such satisfaction of being able to help others. So that's one reason you should think or consider about becoming a volunteer. And if you're interested, you can get the information out on the Mega Booth table as well. Cholangio Connect is one of our volunteer programs. I heard it mentioned many, many times last night at the welcome dinner. Mentors meeting mentees for the first time. Mentees becoming mentors. This is a one-on-one mentorship program so that patients don't feel alone and they can have that one-on-one support, emotional support, and find that connection that is so important to get through this. We have a research advocacy team that's also volunteer. These advocates really want to study the research that's going on in cholangiocarcinoma. They serve as advocates on advisory roles for protocol design, reviewing patient-facing materials, consent forms for industry and for academia. They do a lot of grant reviews, DoD for the foundation. They attend conferences, and they really try to get the information about research out to patients and caregivers. We have our care teams. This is the first care team that was started prior to COVID. It was incredible. I had this vision in my mind that I wanted to create teams across the US, across the world, globally, of small teams that could go out and spread awareness and resources and education, take information to the cancer centers, do fundraisers in their area, connect with local patients and caregivers. And I reached out to these ladies back in 2018, and they were like, yes, 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 let's help. And these are the ideas that came out of this first care team. Light It Green, and I'll talk about Light It Green later, was one of them. We used to do a conference t-shirt contest. Team CCF, The marathon cheer teams, the regional symposiums, the meet and greet at the conference started because of the brainstorming with this group. Entertainment, the karaoke came from us. The patient lounge. We have several care teams right now that are going on. We have a New England care team. They just had an event at Boston. There was over 70 people there. They toured the labs. They connected. We had great presentations and patient stories. Nashville also had an event in February, and so did Seattle. Also amazing events, opportunities for connection, opportunity to spread awareness and educate in that local area about cholangiocarcinoma. So if you're interested in starting a care team, you can look for Dave Fleischer. You can look for our volunteer people here. Kim and Elizabeth will help get you signed up, or you can holler at me or Katie and Cindy. We're happy to help you and talk you through it, but we would love to see more care teams started up throughout the world. Again, light it green. I just want to put it out there. One idea, I found this email from Cindy of, hey, we should do green light bulbs. We should put green light bulbs in our porch lights. And then when our neighbors ask us about it, we should tell them about cholangiocarcinoma. We should give them a light bulb so they do it too. That started not very long ago. And if you look at World Cholangiocarcinoma Day and Awareness Month in February, people are lighting it green around the world. One small idea turned into a worldwide event. So never be afraid to share your ideas, and look what can happen when we all act on it. Again, get involved, ask questions, introduce yourself, make connections. We're here to help in any way, and I'm so glad you're here, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the week. Thank you.
Thank you, Melinda. Can we please have the lights up just for a second, whoever's on lights? So there are some people standing at the back. If you have a spare seat next to you, just raise your hand so that they know where to come. Okay, so there's plenty of seats. Hopefully you'll find some seats. Thank you. Can we turn the lights back down again? So it is a real honor and pleasure to be here as part of the foundation. I found last night's session incredibly moving. It's always been a very impactful part of the conference for me. It really grounds us in terms of what we're doing and why we're doing it, and why there's so much urgency to make some progress. So I'm going to just cover some of the aspects of research, which is largely the focus of this year's conference as a topic. I'm delighted to work with the whole foundation, but this is the research team at Cholangiocarcinoma Foundation. It's grown. We now have a grants manager since last year, and some of the team are here, so they'll be happy to say hello. But research is not done in isolation. We all need to work as a community to make things move forward, and this is why we're here today. And I want to thank all the clinicians, scientists, investigators, young investigators who've taken time, responded to all our emails, and been working through the year to be ready for today's conference. And thank you for coming. It's a network, and we invite people, including young investigators, to join our research network. We now have close to 400 members in 32 countries, and if you want to, you can join now by scanning the QR code. And just as a quick reminder, we've updated our membership for the ICRN. So if you haven't updated it since November of last year, just please join again, as it were, and we'll be able to capture some additional information, particularly around any committees that you want to be involved with. These are our committees. We have a program organizing committee, data committee, research committee, as well as the next generation committee. And I want to thank the chairs of those committees, as well as the chairs of our SMAB, who are also our conference co-chairs, Ben Stanger and Nilo Azad. So let's quickly just drill down into some of the committees. The first one is the Data Committee, and CCF is accelerating real-world data research by facilitated access to registry as well as claim-based data sets. So Melinda already mentioned the cholangiocarcinoma patient registry on the left. This is powered by Citizen Health. and allows us to gain some research insights into the disease, into treatments, treatment outcomes, and so on. And so I'm going to put here once again the QR code if you want to join, but there's plenty of opportunities as well outside on the registration area. On the right is the Komodo Health data set, which is based around insurance claims. This again is a large data set of patients with a diagnosis of cholangiocarcinoma and tracks the diagnostic investigations, the treatments, and so on, all based on claims data. And this is open to all investigators if they would like to put in a proposal. You won't be able to see the detail of this slide, but if you want to look at how many patients are in the data set, how many of those are intrahepatic cholangiocarcinoma or distal bile duct, for example, there is a poster at this conference which will have lots of those breakdowns in terms of the populations so that that can help generate a research question. And we encourage people to be thinking about research questions, which we then take through a semi-formal process. We want to work to make the proposal a success. So there's an initial meeting with us in the research team so that we can refine and be sure that we know what the research question is. And once it's ready, we take that proposal to the data committee. And the data committee is not really there to say, this is a terrible idea, don't do it, because hopefully it's a refined, good idea by the time we get to the data committee. But the data committee has oversight and is able to say where this fits in with some of the other projects that are ongoing. Sometimes it will then be started as a new project. Sometimes we will encourage investigators to collaborate with another project that may already be underway. And this slide just gives some examples of the projects that are currently ongoing. We're looking at the prognostic factors of patients with IDH1 and FGFR2 alterations. There's a project looking at early onset diagnosis of cholangiocarcinoma. We keep on saying we're seeing this more in younger people, so we want to understand if there's a difference in diagnostic pathways between early onset and average onset cholangiocarcinoma. And for both of those, there are posters that are being presented at this meeting. And you can see, I won't go through them all, but you can see the projects on the left. And we've also got a working group on the right, which is really trying to look at inclusion of every patient. We know that clinical trials sometimes exclude numbers of patients, and we want to know what the outcomes are in the real life population who develops cholangiocarcinoma. So if any young investigators or seasoned investigators would like to submit a proposal, feel free to follow the QR code. I'd also like to thank the Program Organizing Committee who have really helped with steering some of the contents for this meeting. Last year we had the Asia Pacific Conference in South Korea. Dr. Oh, who is here in the room, hosted us there, and thank you very much for doing that. And it was a fantastic meeting to be able to share together with Asian colleagues in particular. And going forward, we have a strategy of making sure that cholangiocarcinoma as a topic is well represented in some of the hepatology and immunology meetings. So we know that there is some overlap there, and we're working with a team at the International Liver Cancer Association, ILCA, where we'll be having some joint sessions in November in Hong Kong. And we're also in discussions with the EASL group, the European Association for Study of the Liver, to work with not just us, but the other cholangiocarcinoma foundations, also to have some input into the programming. And we've had early discussions with the SITC group, which are looking at immunotherapy. So we want the conversation around cholangiocarcinoma to be happening in some of these other meetings as well. Our Next Generation Committee has been very busy during the year. As you know, we award research grants once a year. For the first time this year, they held a mid-year fellows meeting, and that was really to just see how's the progress of your projects, how's the mentoring going. And it was a time for fellows to be able to discuss in a safe environment their progress. It was a very successful meeting. We ran out of time on the first time. We had to then have a second one, which was also very useful. And part of that is also about an initiative to help with the education process and helping the new investigators to become transition to senior investigators. And so there was a webinar on what a good grant looks like from the letter of intent process as well as the full application process, but from the perspective of the reviewers. What are the reviewers looking for in your grant applications? And that was very well received, and we're looking forward to having some additional webinars during the year. At the annual conference here, there's some opportunities. There's the poster session where some of the junior investigators will be presenting. There's a research fellowship breakfast on Friday morning. And there is also a young investigator session on Friday lunchtime. So please feel free to join those. And if you're not sure how, just contact Ash Patel, who is here at the conference, and will steer you in the right place. The skills development webinars are the ones that we're going to be rolling out, and this will be around developing skill sets in terms of academia. And the final one on the right is about connections. The team are going to set up some just informal gatherings at some of the big oncology meetings, like ASCO, for example, so that the fellows can actually meet mid-year where there's opportunities to collaborate. And these are where these connections are made, and some of the senior investigators of the future will hopefully meet at some of these encounters. We have another new initiative, and that is, as senior investigators often are approached for a number of different projects, whether it's a review article, whether it's an audit, whether it's a grant application, whether it's a peer review of a manuscript. And all of these are skills that are useful for young investigators to learn. So we are setting up a data set, a database, where mentors can submit any requests that they've had for projects and put a little bit of information around the time frame for which this needs to be delivered. And once that's up and ready to go, we will then open this to the young investigators, who will be able to look and select any projects under the mentor that's submitted them. So we're looking forward to that in the next year. I just quickly want to focus on C2T2. C2T2 stands for Cure Cholangiocarcinoma Think Tank. This was a meeting that took place now 3 years ago. And from that came two key ideas. One was around early diagnosis of cholangiocarcinoma in patients with PSC. The second one was focused largely on personalized medicine. I'm not going to go into all the details of that. We covered a little bit last year. We've also had some updates during the year. But I just wanted to highlight to you why the work that you all do, fundraising, supporting the researchers, raising money for research, makes such a difference. So this is a high impact paper that was published since the last conference, and was really highlighting some of the interaction between the IDH pathway and our immune system, and potentially that can now lead to new combinations going forward under evaluation. We're very grateful for the authors of that paper. In the acknowledgement section, highlighted the grants that had been made by the foundation, and there were 3 fellowships which were supported as part of that work. So again, research is a team effort. So it's not just the people in the lab, it's the people supporting them, raising money, and so we're grateful for everybody involved. We have so far awarded 60 research fellowships at 34 institutions, funding just over $3 million, and that program continues. I want you to just have a look at this feedback from a young researcher. This is somebody who was working in the field clinically, had a patient with IDH1 mutation, and was trying to understand how to overcome resistance. And you can see, hopefully you can read that, that's something that developed as an initial lab project, has led to a research program, and somebody who's now on staff at Johns Hopkins. And we really like to see some of our investigators maturing into hopefully the next generation of key opinion leaders. And again, just highlighting that sometimes this takes a number of years. So when we fund fellowships, we know that the work needs to be done, it needs to mature, it may be part of a project that then needs to be continued afterwards. And that's something highlighted here at this project at Fred Hutch, led by Dr. Sita Kugel. 2 fellows were funded as part of that process, and it's taken a few years, and the papers are now coming out from that project. And so this is about maintaining a momentum of research and being able to support our colleagues who are doing the work. If you want to know a little bit more about the research fellowships, have a quick look at our YouTube video. There's 2 5-minute clips, one from Flavio Roca, who received a fellowship many years ago and is now an established surgical key opinion leader, as well as Teresa Del Corso, who's the chair of our board of directors, and it really nicely puts forward why the fellowships are so important for our community. We will be announcing the new fellows for 2025 at the awards ceremony tomorrow evening, so I'm not going to spoil that. And quickly moving on to the grant program, you've heard from Stacey in her opening statements that we are expanding the amount of funding we're making available. So let me quickly walk you through some of that. We aim to have about 10 fellowships a year. In fact, this year, once again, we have 11 to award. There we go. The one thing that's new this year is that we're going to be launching a Career Development Award. So there are people who have done some early work in the lab. They're not ready yet to be able to apply for a major grant. They need to have some time to consolidate some of their research program to make them competitive of some of the bigger grants. And that's the exact mid-career position that this is going to fund. And that will then hopefully allow an individual to be able to transition again into an established scientific researcher. So the call for that will be going out in the next few months as a new initiative. You remember last year we announced the first of our innovation grants. This is a new grant initiative of $750 over $50,000 over 3 years as a multi-institutional collaborative grant. Dr. Katie Kelly and Dr. Tim Gretton were awarded the grant. They're working at the moment on resistance to chemoimmunotherapy, and you can also see on our YouTube channel a short interview. We're very grateful to the Backrack Family Foundation who made this grant available. And so we're also happy to announce that thanks to the hard work from our development team and supporters, we're now able to have a second innovation grant that we will be announcing again in the next few months. And our plan is to move on to a third one next year, so we will have a rolling program of 3 innovation grants going on an annual basis. And in order to know what the priorities are to fund those innovation grants and the research, you can see how that ties into the theme of this conference. And finally, I want to update you with where we're up to with the master protocol. Those of you who were here last year know that we are developing a platform study. This means that we are able to identify maybe specific molecular alterations that patients may have and then offer them a clinical trial option. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but this is a collaborative effort of us here in the foundation, working together with clinicians and researchers, as well as the Global Coalition for Adaptive Research, GCAR. They are very experienced in running these platform studies, and it's an honor to be partnered with them. The study now has a name. It's called ARBOR BTC, ARBOR standing for Advancing Research and Breakthroughs for Oncology Treatments in Biliary Tract Cancer. This is the new logo, which is just unveiled. Let me quickly tell you what the logo means. It represents a patient-centric, investigator, and community-driven effort to advance clinical development for biliary tract cancer treatments. Inspired by the Cholangiocarcinoma Foundation's Tree of Life, the logo features an arbor with intertwining vines, symbolizing collaboration, interconnectedness, and innovation among stakeholders. The sturdy structure of the arbor reflects strength, resilience, and the trial's enduring nature as investigational therapies evolve and the trial ecosystem grows through the support of patients, advocates, and experts. This design embodies the future of the collaboration and opportunities that it will create. This is the executive committee of the Arbor BTC study. They represent a lot of the major centers involved in biliary tract cancer research, as well as many of the investigators who have been involved in developing some of the treatments that many of you may also be taking. This is a little bit of a complicated slide, but the idea of the protocol is that a decision will be made based on biomarker testing. At the top, if you don't have any particular biomarker to suggest a therapy, then there would be additional questions that we may want to ask around maybe a new type of immunotherapy or combination with other types of pathways like vascular endothelial growth factor pathways, for example. And in the lower part, if you do have a specific alteration, then we would hope to have a specific trial arm for that alteration. So then it would get even more complicated because along the bottom part, you would have one arm for one alteration, for example here FGFR2, another arm for patients with mutated KRAS, and so on. So we would repeat that a number of times depending on a number of different alterations. With that, I want to thank you all for your partnership. I hope I've been able to show you that CCF is facilitating the availability of resources, catalyzing funding, but also supporting breakthroughs and working with industry. It's everybody's work together as a community, and thank you for your partnership so far and for your partnership going forward. I'd like to thank my two co-chairs to step down, and